If this video is a little bit too long for you, if you were to look in the description right now, you will notice if you just scroll down a little bit, I have provided chapters. So if you just want to skip ahead to any of the collection continuations, or if you just only care about clothing and armour, for example, you can skip ahead. I do provide the options for you. So with that, good day, Rust skin enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the Rust Workshop skin checks. Yes, over the past weekend, and as of Monday, we have received a lot of very interesting skins. Oh yes, indeed. So basically, we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of them, but the main focus is to identify any collection continuations. Just picture this, basically in the future, with all the future Rust stores, if we were to see a skin being accepted that's part of a notable collection, well, we tend to see the pre-existing skins from the same collection having a bit of a spike in demand, spike in price. So, if we were to identify all of them today, we potentially might be able to figure out some decent investments to make, and therefore, potentially down the line, we could make some sweet, delicious looking profit. It's as simple as that. That's our main focus, looking at this with the financial perspective. So before we get started, you're probably wondering, well, damn, how can you get all of these nice and set up like that? How'd you get all those skins and, nice and in display? Well, gentlemen, if you were to look in the top right corner of this video right now, you'll notice that a special card has appeared. If you were to click that, it will navigate you to a video that will help showcase to you the many different ways in which you can build up your own funded authors list. So feel free to go ahead and take a look at that. For now, I should just quickly point out, we do have a brand new top picks list. So TGG, also known as that German guy, has presented a lot of skins right here. We've seen pretty much every single one of them from the previous week, but there will be some newer ones because, other skin creators will hop in every now and then and show off their works, and gradually they become regular people. So go give that a good look, and of course, to get an even better look, you should actually go ahead and take a look at the video that they've provided. So if you were to click that, see this for yourself, go give that a good look, get a good look at all the skins in game, and it's as simple as that. March Force Wipe is in just 2 days' time, alright? Just 2 days' time. So you really need to start figuring out what potential skins could be accepted, because, we might be getting some very interesting skins, won't we? So as I hop over to here now, as you can see, this is the newest batch of skins, over 100. So I'm going to try my best to go through all of this very swiftly today. He says. Still be an hour plus, but what are you going to do? But of course, don't forget, we will be using the likes of semem.app to help us visualize whether it's going to be okay to actually jump in and make an investment based on, the certain collections that are getting continuations and whatnot. So you should know that by now. I'm sure many of you have watched this video more than enough, the series and whatnot. So with that, shall we actually just jump in now and talk about the likes of all these deployables? Let's get started. So what do we have for the first deployable of today? Why, it's a cat eat fridge. So Say Chains and Demon have produced a very strange looking fridge skin, but hey, you can't say no, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a cat, and he's very hungry, and he's clawing at me. And hey, look, at the end of the day, it's something we've never seen before, so fair enough, it's a goofy idea, and if you just want to see a goofy little fridge skin such as this, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. And don't forget, people, if you actually really like a skin, why not even consider offering a nice comment? Keep those skin creators nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. If you don't like the skin that much, consider offering some nice constructive feedback. Be nice, concise and straight to the point, and if they want to make a version 2 at some point in the future, they'll probably look at your look at the words that you gave them and think, well, maybe we could incorporate some of these notes that they've given us, and you never know, maybe that version 2 is accepted in the future. You help them out. It's as simple as that. So let's just go back over to here now, and let's go ahead and take a look at what else we have next. A lot of rug skins. We have a lot of rug skins. So here we go. And I should also point out the first collection continuation for this video. But first of all, a little bit of something a little bit different. Yeah, a lot different. So I'm sure many of you are aware we have this very cute little arcade machine in Rust. But are you aware that it's an actual game? So if I were to go over to here real quickly, go to store, type in Chippy, yes, Face Punch made another game not too long ago. You do have to pay for it. It's not like Clatter. But yeah, it's a bullet hell game. And quite literally, you can play it on the arcade machine. If you buy this, you can have the arcade machine in game for free. Just wanted to point that out. And as you can see, there's a nice little image right here just to showcase what it is. Well, what I will point out here, our good friend Mr. Micro's helped us out many times in the past. I've just clicked the wrong thing there. I'm trying to go back. Oh, no, it's over here, idiot. Sorry. I'm not doing a very good job of this, but basically Mr. Micro has made his first ever solo skin, and I know he's been cooking on this for a very, very long time. So it's quite literally a rug That's supposed to look like a busted TV because you died and you're very upset and you smashed it. But hey, for what it is, very cool, very creative. And you might be wondering, but didn't he just take the image from that storefront? No, he recreated it all by himself, starting off with 3D models, then he painted over it. So he put a lot of effort into that. So best of luck to you, Mr. Micro. But that's not all, because he also provided an alternate version. For if we just quickly hop over to here, he provided a green screen damaged TV. If you know any content creators who are trying to do nice, goofy, silly sort of visual effects, you know, when they're trying to do cool Rust videos, well, you got a green screen TV right there. You could make it as if, like, you know, it's playing in game. So, you know, just something goofy, something silly, and he provided it because someone asked. So that's a cool little thing right there. So best of luck to you, Mr. Micro. You've helped out a lot in the past, especially recently with the staging videos, with the lighting. So what do you think, people? Feel free to go ahead and, you know, vote yes or no if you happen to like the skin, and we'll see. But he does have a lot of competition. So let's now move on to the likes of Storm Drain. Something completely different, isn't it? Hey, if you don't want your base to get flooded, maybe you need a Storm Drain. Yeah, this is completely out of nowhere, but Freddy and Krueger, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, we just saw a very smashed up TV a second ago, and now we got this. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very nice and creative, and you know what? Maybe it would look very nice for the role players and whatnot. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, you know, we just showed one thing, that was the TV and whatnot, and we're going to show some more things in a second, just you wait. But yeah, completely different in terms of a creative idea, but hey, you know, nothing wrong with it. And if you need, you know, nice drainage system, well, it's perfect for you. So if you happen to like what you see here, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. Best of luck to you, Freddy and Krueger, and let's move on. I told you, there's some random things for the rugs this week. So we've got a railways rug. Yeah, good look at that. So this is made by Mr. Jenna, or Jenna Croco, and oh yes, a cute little thing right here. You got yourself like a little mini village. Oh, isn't that cute, with all these small box skins? And we've actually teased one we're going to show off to you in a second. But with what you see here, maybe you'll like it, maybe you appreciate it. We'll see. But yeah, would you like to have a rug skin that looks like railway tracks? Maybe you'd appreciate it. So at the end of the day, if you like what you see, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. And best of luck to you, Jenna Croco. Yeah. Now we got laundry rug. I told you, we got some really wacky things this week. So yeah, there you have it. You got a cute little laundry rug set right there. Laundry rug that is laundry. A rug that's a laundry set. You get the idea. You know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, bit goofy, bit silly. It's transparent, so you can stick it anywhere you like. Do you know, jump in the ocean too much, or do you just need to dry off, you know, all those wet clothes? Well, cute little goofy, you know, like decoration piece. Rugs are being treated more like decoration pieces recently. You know, very recently, with the likes of the Lunar New Year skins, we had that cool looking Chinese fan decoration, and of course, you know, that recent Respawn Allegory fresco rug, which was a painting. So that looked awesome. So hey, I don't think anyone's complaining. And you know, if you like something like this, if you think it's perfectly goofy and you need it in your base, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Confusion. Right, something not too wacky, straightforward, and there's nothing wrong with that. You've got a cool looking AK-47 neon design for a rug right here, looking very nice. Mr. Voodoo, good stuff, good stuff. So if you truly love the AK-47, maybe you need this on display. Again, more like a decorative piece. Nothing wrong with it. You could probably put it outside your base for some cool looking decoration. Maybe you want to pretend you're some sort of gun vendor or whatnot. You know, there is the update to the store UI soon, so hey, we shall see. So best of luck to you, Mr. Voodoo, and if you happen to like what you see, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. Then we have our first collection continuation for this video today. So, Fireflies collection, let's go remind ourselves. I can confirm to you we've had about 4 skins, and here we are, yes. So initially, we have the likes of the furnace. Actually, no. It started off with the double doors, then the metal door, then the sleeping bag, then the furnace. So we've had like 2 every year, and hey, if the stars align, maybe the rug might work out quite all right for it. So with what we have here, we have a deplorable collection, and with what we see, it's not exactly doing super great. I should point out, most skins at the moment not exactly doing super great. It's Easter time, it's the Easter dip. This happens routinely every single year, so don't worry too much in regards to skins across the board. But if we were to see a new deplorable skin being accepted, would we potentially see those potentially rise up in price? I will sit here and say I think there might be a bit of a spike in demand demand, but I'm not sure if it's going to hold. Now, typically, if it was a much better time, like the summertime, I think it could work out a fair bit better. But will everybody make the connection and realise this is actually part of a collection? Because it's been quite some time since we had a Firefly skin, and, well, we shall see. But as you can see right here, it glows in the dark ever so nicely, and it's a very nice, cool looking decorative piece. You put it outside of your base, makes it stand out. Again, glow in the dark might be helpful, but then again, people are also going to see your base and whatnot. But at the end of the day, if you like what you see, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Zinc and Mr. Himmick. So, the question is, what do I think of in regards to this set? Do you want to jump in and invest into it? I will sit here and say, I personally wouldn't really go for the furnace. A glow-in-the-dark sleeping bag isn't always exactly super great. Like, it's green, so by default you probably think, oh, I could put it outside in the grass areas. Well, no, it glows in the dark, so it's going to get noticed still. It's awkward. It's awkward. Hey, maybe you just want to do a barter. Maybe you already own some. We shall see. Personally, I think I already own some of these things, so I'm just going to leave it for now. But if we do consistently see some more Firefly skins being produced and, accepted, I would expect this potentially to turn around and end up more towards the positive. But as of now, I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to probably leave it for now. So at the end of the day, if you like what you see, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. And yeah, best luck to you too. So that was all the rug skins, and a bit of a goofy start, but now let's hop over to the likes of some furnace skins over to here. Do we see things that are just as goofy? Kind of. Look, listen. If I'm going to put something in there and, set it light, I'm a little bit cautious. I'm just going to sit here and say, I think there's a bit of a design flaw with having a grenade for a furnace, Mr. WAGN. What happens when we turn it on? Oh, no. Now, I think there's a second version. Yes, there is a second version, so we updated it again. Not sure what the difference is, but you might have noticed it. So at the end of the day, if you'd like to have a grenade-themed furnace, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. And best of luck to you, Mr. WAGN, Mr. Wagan. Next up, we have the Maui furnace. This is produced by Caglian and Yanlar. Get a good look at that. So, not too crazy in terms of its design, but you know exactly what it's referencing. So, a bit more grounded with its approach. Nothing too crazy. Looks perfectly fine for what it is. You could just stick them outside your base like that. Oh. Hey, you might want to treat it more like a decoration. So, if you like what you see, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Next up, we have the Broken Glass Furnace. This is produced by Mr. K. Vladimir and hello. Get a good look at that. Is this a collection? No, I don't think so. No, it's not. No. All right. So I got a little bit confused there. I do remember another one, but it was Shattered Mirror. I remember I looked at the design, and I thought, hey, that kind of reminds me of something. But no, it's not collection continuation. It just looks similar to something. Don't worry, Hedge is just rambling in the middle of trying to talk about these skins. Happens all the time. So yes, if you like the appearance of this, if you're a fan, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. And best of luck to you too. Right. So yeah, get a good look at that. Nice and shiny. If you're a fan, like I said, proceed to do as you wish. Next up, we have a Blackberry Furnace. Are Americans allowed to have this? Apparently it's illegal to have blackberries in America. I'm not joking. That's actually a real thing. That's why they can't have Ribena. That's a little fact. So yeah, cool little blackberry furnace right there. And if we look over to here, we have one that glows a little bit brighter at night time. So this one at night time apparently doesn't really shine that up that much, but this does. So if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Hessiam, and congratulations on your first ever skin being accepted in the past week. Right then, Igloo Furnace, produced by JJ. Get a go at this. So it's all bluish, whitish, but when it's turned on, kind of shines up a little bit more. So, yeah, that looks pretty cool. All right, yeah. So, if you like the appearance of this, and at night time with it all being ever so nice and bright and yellow, if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. JJ. Scroll down a little bit more, and here's that little base box that we were teased about a little bit earlier. So, when we looked at that railway rug, you might have noticed this right here. That looks cute. That looks cute. Now, it's not the first time we've seen something like this. Again, if you were to look back at that railway rug picture, you might have noticed the little Oxum's supermarket. You know what? The thing that was pretending to be a supermarket. You know what I'm on about. And the Oxum's gas station. So, yeah. We've had some designs like that in the past, but not one as a small wooden base. And do you know what? It looks really cute. Glows in the dark. That looks very comfy, doesn't it? So, yeah, are you a fan? Do you like what you see? A lot of oh no, it's Hogzilla. So yeah, this has got a lot of traction on the likes of Twitter. I've been seeing it constantly getting retweeted and whatnot. So if you like the idea of a nice, small, cute little glow-in-the-dark small box, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. Best of luck to you, Alloy and Mr. 38. Now we can move over to the likes of storages. Large boxes, I should have said. I'm an idiot, don't worry. Okay, so we got a continuation of the proposed secret cargo collection, but from what I see here, I don't see that special fourth ingredient, so personally I don't think this has a very good chance. That's based on, you know, what I've talked about in the past when I was talking about storage collections. Legacy and Lifter, if you don't see this being accepted with the upcoming Rust Doors, it's probably safe to say you probably want to wrap that up, because if you keep making more, I don't think it's amounting to much. Like I said, if you watched the video in which I talked about the likes of the storage collections, you probably understand the point I'm trying to get across. When you have a storage collection, you have to kind of add something extra that matches the overall theme that you're trying to stick with, but also kind of keeps it somewhat individual compared to all the others. And it can't be a different colour, it can't be a different picture, and it can't be a different name. So what's that special fourth thing you're going to do? I don't see it, so just pointing that out. So if you happen to like it regardless, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Next up, we have the child box. Does it have a something in there? Let's not move to let's not talk about that. Anyway, yes, it's like a little toy box of sorts. You've got the little teddy bear there, the AK. That's like nice and cute. So yeah, if you happen to like what you see here, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Decap. Next up, we have the Atomic Reactor large wood box produced by Kolotinsky and Mr. Holodno. So we've got a little video here, and if I were to just make it 1080p, large, and yeah, nice and up close. Looks nice, glow in the dark, very cool. Bit of a funny video edit, but it is what it is. You don't have to go all the way up close, but in terms of really showcasing it, I guess it couldn't hurt. But yep, as you can see, glows in the dark, very nice. But I just kind of need to see like the flat surface and it constantly move, just so, yeah. Cool. So, that's from up top to the sides. You know it glows in the dark. And here's the top glowing as well. As you can see, red shade stands out quite nicely. So if you like the theme, if you're a fan, if you like to see this potentially being accepted, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Next up, we have the Oceanside large wood box. This is produced by your sis. I don't know who you are. Who are you? Who are you? Because you've changed your name recently. Oh, is this, is it Kessa or Keka? One of them. Okay. So, yes, if you like what you see here, if you're a fan, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. And best of luck to you, your sis. Here we have the Runic Chest. Oh, it glows in the dark quite nicely there. That's quite nice. So this is produced by Anaphen. Nothing too crazy in terms of its design, but I can see the theme there. It looks pretty cool. That looks nice. Yeah, all right. So nothing to really go super crazy about. It's just a nice, bright blue. And yeah, I think people would appreciate something like that. So if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Anaphen. Right, let's scroll down, and what do we see? Wooden doors. So, here is the Ember Bark wooden door, produced by Mr. Little Ranger in City. Now, we occasionally do see these common jokes in regards to door skins, especially wooden door skins. No entry, or leave me alone, or I don't play Rust enough, please don't rape me, I only have so much, or something goofy along the lines of that. Well, this right here is probably one of the best renditions I've ever seen of something like that. No entry, go away or die. And for some strange reason, it's on fire, so I don't know. I really mean it, don't go in there. So yeah, this is a cool looking approach, this is a cool looking design, and hey, if you want a very sinister looking wooden door that does glow in the dark, which you can see right there, well, maybe you might want to consider voting yes or no. So best of luck to you too, and it's up to you what you do next. Here we have the closed door, produced by Hashaki. So for all those role players out there, you know, if you want to have like a little trade, a little bit of a shop, well, if you want to close, you've got a closed door right here. Honestly, you probably could have had a door that said open as well. You might have been able to get 2 acceptances there, Hashaki. I'm only joking. But anyway, you get the idea. So, if anything, you might want to make an open door as well. Actually, you could have made a variant. You could make an alternate whilst you still can. But anyway, regardless, if you like what you see here, a nice straightforward but cute little comfy looking, closed door, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you. Alright, so, in about 2 weeks' time, we do have St. Patrick's Day, which will happen most likely just before we have the Easter batch of skins. So, looks like Algorithm thought to himself, probably best I put something out like this now, rather than leave it too late. And yeah, so if you aren't fully well aware, Algorithm is also the guy that makes flashbacks, but of course he's taken a bit of a break. So for now, he's going to put out something, that's nice and in theme with an upcoming holiday. The one where you drink too much and forget about everything the next day. So whilst you might sit there and say, oh, but it's just a leprechaun store. Come on now, it's St. Patrick's Day, you know it is. So by all means, if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Cool, comfy looking, lucky wooden door right there. Oh, very lucky. Please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Algorithm. What do we have over here? A whole bunch of sheep doors. Tons of sheep doors. Tons and tons and tons and tons and loads and loads and loads and oh, that's a garage door. Right, okay. Skipped ahead a little bit too much. Right, so what do we have here? This is Mad Polly's Facetti? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm very sorry to say. By all means, if anybody would like to comment below, Hedge, this is how you pronounce it. Thank you very much if you do that. But I can see what he's trying to do. Kind of cool, rigid-looking style. That looks nice, and I think some people will be appreciating that. So if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Doesn't appear to glow in the dark or anything, so best of luck to you, Mad Polly. Let's see if that potentially gets accepted in the future. Next up, we have the Ancient Occult Sheep Door. As you can see, that version does not glow in the dark. This is produced by Falco, one of the people who made the likes of those Punk Jacks Deployables not too long ago. And yeah, it's gone solo now. Get a good look at this. Looking pretty sweet. Looking pretty nice. And then, if we quickly hop over to here, we do have a glow-in-the-dark version. Stands out quite nicely now, doesn't it? So, if you're a fan of this, if you think, oh yeah, no, I could appreciate something like that, well, by all means, please consider voting yes or no for the Ancient Occult Sheep Door, whether you like the original or the glow-in-the-dark. First of all, I will also point out, thank you, best of luck to you, Mr. Falco. I am stumbling with words all over the place today. It's as if I'm not even fluent with English anymore. Right, well, what do we have here? Purple Night Metal Door. This is produced by Prima. Get a good look at this. I'm sorry, but when people make a little mistake, I love to pronounce it the way you wrote it. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's perfectly cool looking sheep metal door right there. Glows in the dark, stands out very nicely, looks very comfy. Hey, do you need like a little comfy little night light to help you sleep at night? Oh, well, I mean, for what it is, perfectly cool. Why are there two moons? Well, I guess Rust is on a fictional different planet, so regardless, for what it is, perfectly comfy looking design. If you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Prima. Right, fine, riveted sheep door, produced by Salitra. So, you love to make a cool looking DIY skin, don't you? So basically, very nice, grounded approach. Go look at all their other skins, you'll see something very similar. Except Cat Gang, but Cat Gang's for all the Cat Gang lovers, so anyway, moving on. Yeah, so if you are someone who prefers a very nice, grounded style of skin and whatnot, I mean, they're providing it to you. You've got to show your support for it. You've got to consider voting yes or no. And for what it is, I mean, yeah, that looks cool. If, like, Rust was truly an island of, like, bandits and whatnot, stuck in the island and whatnot, they're going to use whatever they can to, fortify their bases and whatnot. And that's the perfect style of skin that you'd expect to see, isn't it? So, by all means, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Salitra. Next up, what do we have? Sealed Horror? What? Oh, no. Oh, God, what's inside there? Wait. Is that which way is it punching out of? This way? Wait, am I the monster? I don't know. Am I? It's obviously that side. So yeah, if you like what you see here, please by all means consider voting yes or no. But this does come in a second version, so this has transparency. I don't know why you have. Okay, all right. You don't have to say not transparent. You could just have glow. But anyway, moving on. So this is produced by Chris and Medell, and yes, the hatch has transparency. But like. As we should expect, if you're going to produce a skin with transparency, make sure you have a version without transparency as well. So, or if you make a skin, and then if you want to, you can have an alternate version with transparency. Basically, take the option if you can, right? So, by all means, with what you have here, it's perfectly fine for what it is. And if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. And keep that monster behind those bars. Ooh. Okay, what do we have here? Sheet Metal Alien Invader. All right, so, what is this? Oh, it's eyes. Oh, God. All right, then. So, looks like an alien's trying to get into your base. That's fine, I guess. Nullfut, Jimmy, what's going on here? Why are we being invaded? Oh, it's so icky. Or is the door actually an alien that's just pretending to be a door? I don't know. I'm being silly. By all means, if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. And save us Nullfut and Jimmy Tedeschi if you can. Moving on. Right, first garage door skin to showcase to all of you. This is produced by Dragvlad and Mr. Normivan. Sorry, I stumbled. But yeah, as you can see, we've got some gifts showcasing this during the day, at night time. Very cool looking glow. Mr. Dragvlad, surely you will get your skin accepted soon. You haven't had one yet, have you? But you keep putting out very cool creative designs. Surely at some point you'll get what you deserve, because these designs are really cool. I will give it to you. That looks awesome. But, you know, if you want to show your support as well, please consider voting yes or no. And yeah, so best of luck to you too. Let's see what happens next. Right. Now we've got a whole bunch of other garage doors. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. There's tons of them, but we do have a collection continuation to bring up. Then we'll have the likes of an armoured door and then some sheet metal double doors. Right, perfecto. Okay, so what do we have here? This is the clan-based garage door. Get a good look at that. Did anybody play that Fallout game? Oh, what was it called? Fallout Shelter? Instantly makes me reminded of that. I'm instantly reminded of that. So bases. Several different levels, and yeah, you can see the glow in the dark, how they all stand out, what room they're in and whatnot. That's a cool idea. That's a cool approach. Yeah, that looks really nice. So who's made this then? This is Kazaru. Kazaru, that looks really cool. Yeah, that's nice. And the glow in the dark works because it's where all the lights are. Ah, and the furnace. Ah, and the fireplace. Ah. Right, so if you like that, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Kazaru. Next up, whoa, look at that. Wow. That's looking pretty cool right there. Stands out very nicely. So who's made this? Oh, it's Emperor. Wow, Emperor, that looks nice. So this is the Nightmare Garage Door. That looks really cool. Now, I think we have a second version. Yes, oh, his eyes. Whoa. What's that about? Oh, it's transparency. I thought it glowed. Look at that. That looks cool. Right, that's awesome. That's awesome. So it's a little peek hole. Oh, that works greatly with transparency then. So I'm not sure. Okay, so this is what I think the homage is. You know, in those sort of horror films with the, you know, if some people visit like a creepy house and someone standing behind a wall will like look for a painting with some eye holes. I think that's what it's trying to be. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just kind of filling in the void of something he didn't even think about. But regardless, in terms of what we have there, that's a pretty cool, unique approach. That's a pretty interesting design right there. And the face looks really cool, by the way. So, yeah, if you're a fan of that, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Emperor. All right, moving on. So, that's a bit of a coincidence. We just had a rug skin talking about Chippy, and now we have a garage door talking about Chippy. Very strange. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we've got some gifts showcasing this right next to the arcade machines. As you can see, it glows in the dark. Very nice and bright. And I do believe we have a second version without the Chippy branding on it. So yeah, get a good look at that. This is produced by Mr. Anubis Dunk, as you can see right there. Oh, we've got gifts as well. Gifts show off so much more. So, you know, it's probably best to just like kind of look at that way. So yes, if you like what you see, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Anubis Dunk. Right. Oh, okay. Right. The Seer of Hell. The Seer of Hell. What does that mean, Delroy? But this, as you can see, glows in the dark very nicely. Have you been playing too much Doom recently? Is this what's happening? But by all means, do you like what you see here? Okay. What is the Doom monster that has the rocket things on his back? Because I'm thinking that it quite literally is a case of you're trying to make something referencing Doom. What is it? It's the one that flies around, shoots the rockets. You know what I'm on about. If you've played the game enough, you'd probably know the answer. Feel free to comment below. But yeah, for what it is, perfectly fine looking garage door right there. And if you like what you see, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. And best of luck to you, Mr. Delroy. All right, ramen shop garage door. Isn't this your second attempt? Regardless, get a good look at that. Do you like ramen? I've never actually had ramen. Not like proper ramen. I've had like noodles, but yeah, it's not the real thing. I really should try and get some at some point. But yeah, ramen shop. Get a good look at that. That looks nice and quaint. ever so enjoyable. Are you a fan of that? Do you like what you see? Are you a role player that wants to serve noodles in Rust? Maybe they should actually make it so we can make noodles. Regardless, if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. FaZe. Then we have Steel Raider Garage Door, produced by Oasis and Schumer. Get a good look at that. As you can see, glows in the dark with very specific lighting, which does look quite nice right there. So, yeah, looking pretty cool right there. That is looking very nice. Are you a fan? Do you like what you see? Well, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. And best of luck to you two. Next up, what do we have here? The Gates of Occultism Garage Door. So I do believe this has two versions, one with and one without glow in the dark. So, whoa, that looks pretty nice. Very purpley. So this is produced by Mr. Wet QA. Get a good look at this. Stands out very nicely. But the glow in the dark, whoa, that does look nice. Are you a fan of that? Do you like what you see? Well, you know what to do. Please consider voting yes or no. So, once again, best of luck to you, Mr. Wet QA. Let's see what happens next. Okay, we went for a very long time without a continuation. Well, here we go. We've got two garage doors to talk about. What do we have? What are we doing? What are we going to do? You will go visit Hedge's streams and buy a tier 3 sub. You'll visit Hedge's streams, look in the description for all his social links, and you'll buy a tier 3 sub. Also, don't forget we have abnormals tomorrow, so don't forget we have two abnormal barders tomorrow. Right, so yes, it is the HYPNOgena garage door. As we can see, we're sticking with the, hypnotic themes. So, yes, Mr. Sir Q has committed to this, and you never know, maybe we actually might get a collection out of this. And if that is the case, the small box might get a bit of a boost. So if we were to quickly hop over to here, go to last week's Rust store, you might remember we had the small box. Now, the skins from last week, they're not actually doing quite all right. They're doing pretty fine. As I scroll down over to here, this is down a fair bit, but if I were to show you how many of them are on the Steam market, you might realise it's not doing that bad. So, there we go. It took a while. So there's only 18 on the Steam market. Yes, they are below their Rust store price. Not too surprising. But like I said, if we start to see like a collection actually building up out of this, I'm pretty sure there will be a bit of a boost in demand slowly, building up with this. So with hardly any stock, it's not going to be too hard for it to rise up in price, because if it gets bought out, suddenly it's selling for a much higher price, if you can kind of figure that out. So with what we have here, I think we can start to see this potentially going up in price if we were to see the garage door, being accepted. I don't think this sold that much, and I don't assume that tons of these are going to suddenly appear on the Steam market. It's in an interesting spot. Personally, I would actually sit there and say, you actually might want to jump in and consider, putting down a stronger buy order, or actually just go and buying some. Because they're still cheaper than what they sold for. It's $1.12 at the moment, when it sold for $1.49. It actually does look like it has a fairly decent chance. And then, like I said, Sir Q, he's done a very good job of making deployable skins of all shapes and sizes, because he's the man behind the likes of the From Hell collection, which if we were to just quickly hop over to here, need I remind you, not too long ago we got a fridge accepted. Look at his Hell collection. Look what we have. We got everything. He can do it all. So if HYPNOgena keeps getting interest and it keeps working out very nicely in the future, it very likely will be developing into a very nice collection. So yeah, I do approve of the idea of potentially looking at the likes of the small box. It looks like it will be going up in price if we do see acceptances. So we'll see how that turns out. Next up, we do have the Evil Lair garage door. Yes, sorry, I thought I said it wrong there. Evil Lair garage door. I said it weird again. All right, anyway. It's just my ears, don't worry. So from what you can see there, nice and glow in the dark. The sheet metal door, actually I should have just stayed on that page because it was the same week last week as well, wasn't it? Yes, the sheet metal door has actually done a decent job of retaining its value. Now, I think it's partly due to the fact that people just simply aren't listing that many, and also listing it below a set price. Yeah, there's only 27. So this has actually worked out alright since we did our buy orders. Now, if you can remember, we only did buy orders up to about 70 cents. In fact, I think hardly any of us did any buy orders. But now, on the horizon, we potentially might see a deployable collection getting built out of this. So again, much like the HYPNOgena garage door, I can't help but assume, with the arrival of the Evil Lair garage door, this sheet metal door actually might work out quite nicely. It's perfectly straightforward, nothing too insane. It's just a perfectly fine glow-in-the-dark door, exactly like the garage door. Yeah, could you imagine that pattern on a large box and a small box and double doors and whatnot? A fridge? Well, I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to consider, but yeah, I think things could work out very nicely. And like I said, especially exactly like the small box, because there's hardly any stock, it takes a few sales and it's going to go up even higher. Right now, it's still technically above its rust price, but the boulders, they're only going up to a certain point. People are still a bit iffy of this. In fact, should I look at the sales as well? Oh, they did dip down a fair bit, didn't they? Oh, look at that. Yeah. So initially, it has gone down a fair bit. Because there's hardly any stock available, people have actually had to buy this. So, yeah, that's actually going to be in a very interesting spot. A sheer lack of sales has led to this position, and if we do see a continuation, all the better for like that sheep in a door to rise up in price if this were to be accepted. So if you're a fan of this, if you like what you see, please by all means consider voting yes or no. And also, I don't think I mentioned it, also consider voting yes or no for likes of the HYPNOgena garage door. We've got some pretty interesting skins, but that could potentially be accepted soon, so we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Best of luck to you, Tricks. Right, what do we have right here? It's the only armoured door of the week, produced by Sad Happy. Get a good look at this. Yes, it's got a little bit of glow at the bottom there, but it looks like it's nice and sealed and secure. Yes. So, very specific glow-in-the-dark at the bottom. That's interesting. Are you a fan of that type of design? Is it something you reckon you could appreciate? Well, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Sad Happy. Let's see what potentially happens next. All right. Right, now we're moving on to sheet metal double doors. Because we needed more of those, didn't we? Yeah! Okay, moving on. So, Arietta Maloika, you already had ones accepted. You don't need to make any more. No more sheet metal double doors. There you go. Don't worry, I'm being silly. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's a cool looking design. Are you a fan of that? All the hazmat suits, just sitting around, looking cool. Abyss, Arctic, Standard Hazmat, Lumberjack. It looks cool. I'll give it to them. It looks nice. And yes, it does glow in the dark, as you can see right there. So, if you're a fan of that, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. But do be warned, if we keep seeing tons of sheet metal double doors, they might not hold up very well. Actually, you know what? I'll go take a look. How are those sheet metal double doors currently doing? I could just skip all the way to Lunar New Year and then just go from here. So that's holding up very nicely. Even though it did about 40,000 sales, that's still doing good. But yeah, they're not doing bad. They're doing okay. Yes, even the Space Airlock double door has risen up in price a fair bit. But if we do see more sheet metal double doors, we'll see. But they're actually holding up okay. It turned out to be quite all right in the end. But I think timing might be a bit awkward. I said that, awkward. I don't know if Face Punch is actively wanting to accept even more sheet metal double doors. They did accept 4 within 2 weeks, so regardless, if you like what you see, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. Best of luck to you too. But of course, again, we have even more sheet metal double doors. Yes, Shaq and Radustavoya have gone ahead and produced this Lab Zone sheet metal double door. This is the non-glow version. So let's go ahead and quickly take a look at this at night time. So as you can see, doesn't glow. And then if we were to go over to here, this one does glow. With a little bit at the very top. Nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine for what it is. So yeah, if you are a fan, if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no for the Lab Zone sheet metal double door, whether you like the glow-in-the-dark one or, of course, the standard one. Best of luck to you too. And finally, what do we have right here? It is the Defender sheet metal double door, and I will give it to you. That looks cool. That looks awesome. So who's produced this? It's Mr. Heenon. That looks really nice. That looks really cool. And I'm worried it gets accepted. Hey, at the end of the day, I think he deserves it. That looks nice, mate. You've done a very good job. Look at the shine. Ooh. Are you a fan? Do you like what you see? Well, I mean, by all means. You could sit there and complain about being invested into likes of sheet metal double door skins, but at the end of the day, if you like a skin, if you think he's done enough there to get accepted, look, come on. Vote yes or no. Come on. You got to give credit. That looks cool. So, best of luck to you then, sir. And that was, in fact, the last deployable skin of the week. Yes. So, gentlemen, out of all these skins that we just talked about, which one of these was your favourite? Which one of these skins do you reckon has the best potential chance of potentially being accepted? Feel free to comment below. I'm going to take a real quick break, and then after that, we'll be quickly hopping over and we will discuss the likes of all those weapons and tools. Right, let's jump in and start talking about weapons and tools. So, first up, we have a whole bunch of tools right here, then a crossbow. So, what do we have right here? It's the Renovator Hammer. This is produced by Get a good look at this. Looking very nice and straightforward. Not too crazy in terms of its design, but I'll be honest with you, it don't matter, because we haven't had a marketable hammer skin for about 2 years. Yep, As of this month, yep, it's been 2 years since we had the Toxic Hammer being accepted in a Rust store. That was the last hammer to be accepted in a Rust store. It is madness. I don't know why they don't seem to accept these anymore. Like, there's definitely been notable skins, such as From Hell Hammer and various other collections that have produced a hammer skin, and Facepunch didn't accept them. Don't know why, but who knows, maybe that might end now. Yeah, let's see how this potentially turns out. Let's see if you're the lucky one. Best of luck to you, sir. Let's see if that gets accepted. And by all means, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck. Right, Radiant Hatchet and Pickaxe. This is produced by Icemo and Airrat 689 or 489. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. So yeah, giggle of this. Yep, some transparency, cool looking design. Nothing wrong with that. And as we slowly move to the next picture at its own pace, I had to wait a bit because the maintenance just went through. Oh yeah, there we go. Right. So it's a little bit slow at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't linger like this. But yeah, that's a cool looking hatchet, and it glows in the dark. Right. Probably not the best idea because people don't like glow-in-the-dark tools. They definitely should have made a version without the glow-in-the-dark, did they? And the answer is no. They really should have done that. They really should have done that. So, hey, you never know. It'll probably still be accepted. And if you're a fan of glow-in-the-dark tools, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. And then what do we have over here? It's a collection continuation. It's the continuation of the Inflatable collection, as we can see right here with this image. Now, I was really hoping to see the likes of the hammer skin being accepted. The AK was accepted instead. But what do we see here now? We got ourselves a crossbow skin. So far, we've had the likes of, what, tools? The AK? I think that's it so far. So, giggle at this. As you can see, it's supposed to give the appearance that it's, inflatable. Should have probably got a better picture there. But yeah, I mean, you can see for yourself. It's got the funny gimmick of it's all plasticky. It's all got like these ridges because it's only maybe it's not fully inflated or something. I don't know. But you get the idea. You know what I'm trying to say. So well, we had the AK last week. Yes, we did. So I can just quickly hop over to here. Didn't sell that much, and unfortunately, isn't holding up its price either. But yeah, when it's a weapon only / tool only collection, unfortunately, the values don't normally retain. Unless it's a super standout collection or a proper complete collection with clothing, armour and deployables, in most cases, it's not going to hold up very well. So if we were to see a crossbow being accepted, would it work out all right then? No. I wouldn't expect any spike in spike in price. It's unfortunate, but that's just usually how it is. So, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be investing into this collection. However, maybe we keep seeing some more things, such as deployables and clothing and armour. Maybe it might work out quite alright. So it's up to Jessin and Mr. Svonsberg to consider doing that. So we'll keep an eye out. Could we have a whole array, a whole batch of silly inflatable star skins? I think we could. They just got to commit to it. And they are, so it's good to see, but we'll see what happens next in the future as well. So let's see if that potentially gets accepted. If you're a fan of it, please consider voting yes or no. Let's move on. Next up, we have a whole bunch of pistols, and we do have a collection continuation. So, first up, we have the War Veteran Zap. This is produced by Dipsky. Get a good look at this. Very nice, very cool. Nothing too crazy in terms of its design. Very grounded, perfectly fine for what it is. And when we aim down the sight, what do we see? A perfectly standard looking aim sight. Nothing wrong with that. So, for what it is, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Dipsky. Next up, we have the Retro version 2 set. So yeah, this is the second attempt. Made by Papacal and Universe Kid. Good look at that. It's supposed to be in reference to cassette tapes, I think, based on what we saw with the image there. But yeah, white aim sight. Seems to be kind of darker tints. So it should be alright in snowy areas, maybe, possibly. So if you're a fan of this style, if you think it deserves to be accepted into the Rust store, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Next up, here we have the Imperial set produced by Mr. Eros. Looking very nice. Last week you had another Imperial skin, didn't you? Let's just go remind ourselves. Yeah, the Imperial Thompson. So, looks like Mr. Eros is trying to set up a brand new collection, and I think it looks really cool. I'll give him some credit. That does look very nice. And if you think it looks really nice as well, please consider voting yes or no. And Eros, if you're going to do a name down the sight image, actually I'll get it right up close, like as if it's 2D. But I can see it's just a standard aim sight, so that's fine enough. That seems okay. So if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. And best of luck to you, Eros. Right, and what do we have right here? It's a collection continuation. Yes, it's the Bad News SAP. So, recently we've been discussing the Bad News collection quite a lot, because Mr. PYH is definitely putting out some very interesting skins. But my immediate answer is, so far we've only had the AK-47, and unfortunately, that's all we've had. And when it comes to collections that only consists of weapons, or just tools and whatnot, they don't seem to hold up very well. And that, oh god, I've got a lot of them, don't I? And, yeah, well, it's not exactly doing super great at the moment, is it? I don't think a SAP's going to magically cause it to rise up in price and whatnot. It's not happening, I'm afraid. But at the very least, with what we have here, if you're a fan, if you like what you see, if you'd like to see more of this collection, please, by all means, vote yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. PYH. And what do we have next? It's another collection continuation. It's the Pixel Decay SAP, produced by McQuarrie and Andre. Get a good look at its colourful design, looking very nice. And if we were to aim down the sight, what do we see? It appears to be just a standard aim sight. See, like, this is where we need the actual aim down the sight. PYH did it. I can't see the aim sight clearly. I guess it's just black, standard black. It'd be nice if they actually showed me a natural proper aim down the sight image, but I think it's just standard black. So let's go remind ourselves of Pixel Decay, because I think we had like 2 skins, if I can recall. I think like an LR300 randomly, yeah, that was it. It was randomly accepted, because this was like submitted like 4 months before that Rustle, so I don't fully remember. But we did get the likes of these 2 skins accepted somewhat recently, didn't we? They sold for 99 cents each, and unfortunately they're still below the Rustle price. But yeah, that was a bit of an anomaly. They sold for half the price tools would normally sell for. Anyway, this is a collection that only consists of a weapon and tools. And unfortunately, as we've just been talking about, it's not gonna really spike in price with a brand new weapon. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you should not be expecting any rise in price or whatever. So with that, by all means, if you like the skin itself, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So let's just go put that away, and let's go take a look at all of these pythons. Yes, pythons. What do we have here? This is the Black Diamond Python, produced by Bad Trip and Hulk. Get a good look at that. That looks nice. Very cool. And yeah, aim down the sight, please. Where do we see that? Where do we see that? Where do... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a standard black aim sight from what you can see there. So, if you're a fan, if you like what you see, if you'd like to see this potentially being accepted, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Bad Trip and Hulk. What do we have here? It's the Deathslinger Python, produced by Firefly and Anetta. Let's go take a look at this. Please have a name down the sight image. Please have the name down the sight image, please. Yes! Yes! Oh, it's a miracle. Yes, a red aim sight, perfection, with a gold design. That might be appealing to a lot of people. Do you like it? Are you a fan? Well, gentlemen, if you happen to like it, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Then over to here, we have the Elastic Band Python, produced by Duck and Lone. What is this? It's like a makeshift wooden pistol. Okay, fair enough. It's different. I'll give it that. It's different. But hey, yeah, you got yourself a cute little makeshift python skin. And the aim sight seems to be perfectly fine. A light brown should be okay. Actually, no, not the desert. Not the desert. Desert probably wouldn't be the best. But for every other environment, you should probably be alright. So yeah, if you're in a much more goofier looking python skin, I think you got a perfect option right here. So if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. And then, of course, what do we have here? Why, it's another Chameleon skin. Version 2 of the Python. As you can see here, I do believe we saw this a good couple months back. Funnily enough, here's a good thing that I should point out. I don't think we've had a Python skin accepted so far this year. We're like, what, 2 months in now? Haven't seen a single one. So I'll give some props to Mr. Milho Frito right here. Perfect timing. And yes, we potentially could see even more from the Chameleon collection. But I'll be honest with you, unfortunately, even that's now starting to suffer. There was a lot of hype behind it last year, more specifically in the summertime, but the post-Christmas we had for 2024 wasn't exactly super great, and prices haven't exactly been doing super insane. But from what we can see there, 2 skins are doing all right at the moment. Bolt Action Rifle never really sold that much, so all the better for that to rise up in price. And the Chameleon Revolver is a revolver. and revolvers tend to do very good in retaining their value. And you know what? I'll be honest with you, based on some of the quantities we see for these weapons and whatnot, there's only a few of them that are below the restore price. Once they sell, suddenly it's back up to its restore price again, and above, you know, being a profit. So in short, you shouldn't look at this with, like, disappointment. But just know, most skins right now, as I've already mentioned a little bit earlier, they are all struggling at the moment. Prices are down. It's the Easter dip. We will not see anything improve until the summertime. Because, of course, you know, kids have summer vacation and whatnot. So, yeah, loads of time sitting indoors and playing Rust. So, yeah, if we were to see the Python being accepted, would any of these spike demand, spike price? No, not happening. No, it's not going to happen like that. But in the summer, you should see some improvement. So we'll see how it all turns out in the future. Regardless, if you like what you see, if you'd like to actually see a Python skin being accepted, with all the other things that we just shown off, consider voting yes or no for them. But of course, for this specific one right here, right in front of us, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Milho Frito and Sakati Similias. Right, moving on to submachine guns. Here we have the likes of 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Steel Gills MP5 with some transparency. Get a good look at this. Produced by Shaft and Opacha. Yes, very nice, very cool. Are you a fan? Where's the aim down the sight image? Where's the... Oh, there we are. Not going to go crazy. Perfectly dark blue aim sight, good for every single environment, should be perfectly fine. If you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Let's move on. Next up, we have the Airsoft MP5 produced by Skynoise and Uich MK. I'm sorry for mispronouncing that. I know I did. Sorry about that. Let's move on. So here we have the standard aim sight, dark black with some nice bronzy orange. Yeah, that's looking very nice. And yeah. Nothing too insane, nothing too crazy, but hey, not everybody needs to have a stupidly insane colourful skin. Some people just prefer some much more straightforward options. Maybe they just simply like the colour orange. That's for all the Dutch out there. Right then, so by all means, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. And what do we have over here? This is the Old Gold Thompson with a transparent sight. Ah, Mr. Sendox really wanted to point out that this has a transparent sight. Shall we go take a look at it now? And yeah, what? What? Okay, let me just make a quick comparison. So here's the Shardstorm Thompson, and down the sight. So you got that there, and you go to here. Oh, you wally. People don't care about these things, they care about that thing. Yo, you know what? He made an effort, right? Alright, fair enough. Look, he stood by his word. He definitely made something transparent. When people want transparency, they want that removed. Oh, Sendox, no, it's all right, mate. Don't worry. I mean, he committed to his word. He wasn't wrong. But yeah, if you want to make a version 2 of that, I don't blame you. But yeah, with the likes of the recent MP5 with transparency, as you can see right here, the Apocalypse Nomad MP5. Oh my god, Hedge. Yeah, that had a whole bunch of transparency on it, and other people must have noticed. But Sendox, people want the panel, not the signs. Anyway, if you like what you see and if you appreciate the effort you put in, by all means, please consider voting yes or no for Mr. Sendox. And over to here with Fresh's Shardstorm Thompson. As you can see, a very nice, colourful, cool-looking design right here. Nothing wrong with it. And of course, we've already seen its aim down the sight image as well. If you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Okay, so maybe we've all learned something today. Right. Here we have some SAR skins to take a look at. Then we can also take a look at some LR300s. Yes. All right, first up, here we have the Blue Sky SAR, 99.1% purity. Farf, what are you referencing? Oh no. But anyway, aim down the sight, what do we see? Perfectly fine red aim sight. Cool looking style. Are you a fan of what you see here? Do you like it? Are you appreciating it? Well, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. And, well, yeah, very nice purity there with the SAR. Maybe some people will get hooked on it. Okay. So, best of luck to you. Next up, what do we have? It's the Cold-Blooded SAR. This is produced by Shedmon. I can see it's supposed to emulate as if it's a lizard or a reptile. Very cool, very cool. Nice scaly skin. Nice and green. Hey, for those people that like to roam around in the Forest Raiders setup, or the budget Forest Raiders, of course, with flashbacks, maybe need some green weaponry to roam around with. Now, where's the aim down the sight image? I was just about to scream, but I don't have to. Cool looking orangey red aim sight with a bit of green all around it. That's good. So all environments that's good for. So cool looking design, interesting approach, cool theme. Do you like what you see? Please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Shedmon. Next up, we have a collection continuation. This is the Damascus SAR. Sorry about that. Completely bit my tongue there, sort of. But yes, we got stock and stockless. Very nice. Very cool. Let's go take a look at Damascus, because it's right here. Damascus at this current moment, doing very nice. Not the furnace, unfortunately, but that's furnaces in general. But looking at this, the clothing and the armour, very nice. Very conveniently that we had, like, acceptance after acceptance. So even the tier 2's holding up very nicely, even after it sold a lot more compared to these. But if we were to see a weapon, would everything still work out all right for all of it? Well, I'll be honest with you, it's already in a good spot, because we've had continuations. And as I said, with the boots and gloves appearing literally just a week after the tier 2, it's remained being in a good spot. I think potentially either the AK or the SAR being accepted, the very next restore, potentially could, work out very nicely for it, keep it in the green. But I don't think specifically that's going to be the reason why it's in the green. Like, constantly seeing some more for the Damascus collection will probably keep people keeping their eyes on it and whatnot. But I'm very hesitant with the set because, again, there's a bit of a disparity in terms of the amount that's sold with its core pieces, and I don't think people care a ton in regards to metallic silvery sets, nice and steel appearance, what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, we'll see how things turn out, but at the moment it's still rolling with a lot of momentum, and the hoodie was bought out. A lot of people point this out. I think it was a bit of a pump. Because it went up to a very random high price of $7 at one point. Now it's slowly starting to go down. So we'll see how all of these things turn out. But I don't think a SAR specifically is going to cause it to really go up in price. So it's already up in price. We'll leave it as it is. But by all means, if you'd like to see even more of the Damascus collection, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two, Multi-R Hat Boris and Mr. Damdin. All right, now we've got the likes of LR300s. What do we have right here? It's the Darkweld LR300. Get a good look at that. Very nice, very cool. Aim down the sight. Black aims. Oh, wrong one. Previous, please. There we go. Very dark brown. Rusty orangey on the sides. Should be good. Looks pretty nice. And if we were to get a very good image of the sides, because that is a very nice piece of art right there, get a good look at the owl. Oh, dark sky. And you know what? With the Nightlight update coming out this, Force Wipe, I think, Sonar, you might have made a perfectly in-tune theme for that. I think everything might potentially work out right with it. Now, if I can recall, last week you did make the AK. Right. I think that I would not be surprised in the slightest if that AK is accepted with the March Force Wipe. Because, like I said, Nightlight's being introduced, and, of course, kind of in theme with that, so I think that might work out all right with it. Let's see. So regardless, if you like what you see in regards to the LR300, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Sonar. Right, coloured chrome LR300. It's very colourful and shiny. Get a good look at that. So even at night time it's shiny. So shiny. So yeah, very bright, very in your face. Might not be for everybody, but hey, it's a nice option to have. Very unique aim sight right there. Should be good for most environments. If you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. And Mnemonic Man, best of luck to you. And he has provided some gifts, so take a look at that whilst I take a real quick sip. Alright, so moving on. What do we have right here? Skullforce is back with the LR300. So over the past few weeks, we've had some very interesting continuations of what we saw being accepted not too long ago, the Skullforce SAR. Now, we had an LR300 immediately afterwards, somewhat immediately afterwards, wasn't accepted, but now we have a version 2. So as we take a look at the likes of this, very cool looking design. As we move over to here, you can see it all on the side there, very nice, very cool. And if we could get a good aim down the sight image, there we are, perfecto. And what do we see right here? Useful red aim sight tip right there. Aim sight's perfectly fine for all environments. Can't go wrong with that. Seems fine to me. So, we also now need to consider what we're going to talk about in regards to, do we want to invest into the SAR? Well, the immediate thing that we need to be aware of is, well, unfortunately, I mean, there's a SAR right there, so take a look. So, unfortunately, across the board, all SAR skins not exactly doing super great. That's doing okay at the moment because it sold hardly anything and hardly any people listing theirs on the Steam market. It's only got 12, so don't look at that and assume that's totally fine. Give it some time, it'll go down as well like all the other ones. Unfortunately, Skullforce SAR did go down pretty hard. It's now selling for less than $1, which is not a not good position to be in. So, not good, no. So anyway, why aren't you updating? There we go, perfecto. So now this is selling for less than $1. That's unfortunately a sign that it's kind of doomed. But then again, with all these attempts for a continuation not being accepted, it's not too surprising. However, if we were to see the likes of the LR300 being accepted, would it help improve that? No, because like we mentioned a little bit earlier, when a collection usually only consists of weapons and of course tools, the most likely outcome is no, they're not going to hold, and unfortunately they are very likely to go down in price. So looking at that, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to really budge that much if we get the LR300. But you know, if we did see the likes of that clothing and armour that we saw the likes of last week, maybe you might actually see the collection improve a fair bit. Just to remind you, I'm talking about the bandana and the poncho, which looked really, really cool. Like, really cool. Especially the glasses. Well, regardless, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Sean Mick, and we'll move on. And we have not that many AKs this week. We've got an M249 with a spectacular looking texture as well, so brace yourselves. Here we go. What on earth is this? It's a pickle AK-47. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, yeah, it's a pickle. It's a pickle. Do you like pickle? I did talk a little bit earlier saying maybe people would appreciate some darker green skins, especially if people like to roam around with forest raiders and alternatives such as flashbacks. But yeah, I think this might work for some nice green camouflage. And you know, it's a pickle. Anyway, so if you like what you see here, if you're a fan of the pickle set, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Vase and Links. Vase? Come on, you went and made that just literally a couple of weeks ago. Now you're making pickles. Come on, man. Come on. Anyway, so cool idea. Regardless, let's move on. All right, Ancient Creature AK-47, produced by Mr. Verona. Get a good look at that. Cool looking design on the sides. Very nice, very cool. And if we could do a nice little aim down the sight image, what do we see right here? Ah, yeah, spectacular. It's staring right back at me. Just the way I like it. Well, if you're a fan of this, if you'd like to see this being accepted, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Verona. And what do we have here? It's the Golden Crown AK-47, produced by Mr. Lysate. Very nice and golden. Ever so shiny. It's as if it's glowing at me. I don't think it's glowing. It very likely isn't a glow in the dark. It doesn't mention that. So, yeah. Cool looking AK-47. Standard, darker. It looks like it's still gold. I think it is. The shading might not be doing it any favours. I think it is either black or a gold aim sight. Most likely the latter. So, can we get a better image? And the answer is, it really does look like it's just a standard black aim sight. Okay, fine, that's fine. Alright then, so, if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Lysate. Alright, let's move on. Right, what do we have here? MDE is trying to set up a brand new collection, if you aren't aware. MDE is the man behind the Blackout and the Whiteout collection. He's also made things like Jade and whatnot, so he's always experimenting. He's always trying to see if he can make a new collection, and well, maybe this might be the one. We've got a cool looking diamond style with a red aim sight. Seems good with me. Not sure what the diamond style is kind of referencing though, because it doesn't exactly look like it's a diamond specifically, I guess you could say. Maybe like a natural diamond that's still got, like, you know, attached to rock and whatnot. Well, you might remember literally the past week we saw the diamond LR300. So yes, it really does look like they're trying to build up some sort of collection. And if you're a fan of this, if you'd like to see more, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, MDE. The Vital Debt M2. Yes. That is it. That's the only image I have. Nebula, keep doing that type of work. Yeah, cool. Right then, next up we have the Elder's Signature L96. Just all I had to show. Right, this is produced by Bestaz, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. He's been putting quite a lot of effort into that. Now, I know Bestaz has been away for a while. Yeah, when did you submit that? November. Yeah, you've been away for a few months. Well, he's returned, people. He's returned, and what a return. Look at that. We haven't had an L96 skin for a while, have we? In fact, it was literally just in the first month of this, first rust draw of this year. So back all the way back at the very beginning of January. We don't get many L96 skins being accepted, but hey, maybe this could be one of them. So if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. I should point out there is a version 2. This one glows in the dark. If you want a glow-in-the-dark L96, the option's available to you right there. I don't think people want that. Then again, the Halloween glow-in-the-dark L96 that came out a couple of years ago is one of the only L96 skins that's in the positive, so either way, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Bestaz. And you know what, guys? That was it. That was the final weapon/tool skin of the week. So I will sit here and ask you, which of these skins was your most favourite? Which of these weapons and tool skins do you reckon has a very good chance in potentially being accepted with an upcoming rust store? You can think on that. I'm going to take a real quick drink, and then we'll be discussing clothing and armour. Alright, shall we proceed? So, we got some burlap shirt and burlap pants, the first skins to talk about with the clothing and the armour. So what do we see right here? That is not too bad. That's looking pretty sharp. Right, okay. So, in the olden days, when people would wear their armour, they'd actually have like a very strong, like leathery sort of clothing just beneath. Of course, if you just had armour, it's going to be kind of rough on your skin, isn't it? So they had this type of shirt, very nicely fitted. I was about to say the correct term and I can't remember what it is, so yeah, I'm an idiot, don't worry. But yeah, we got ourselves a nice burlap shirt and pants set right here, and hey, it's all silvery, metallic, and I was about to say, hey, you could probably want to use this at night time and whatnot if you want to wear with the upcoming nightlight introduction. If you wear brighter clothing, people will notice you, but the difference it makes is noticing someone from, if I were to use foundations as a measurement, you might notice someone maybe like half a foundation faster compared to darker clothing. Maybe that's useful for people. Maybe we shall see. So regardless, in regards to what we see right here, if you're a fan, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Robstar. Very cool looking set. I hope to see more with this primitive set. Keep it up and give me a deer skull mask. Right, moving on. What do we have right here? Another right helmet with a poncho. Never seen this combination before, but it works. Look at that. That's awesome. Number one, right helmet, spot on. That looks amazing for an American football helmet. But then with the poncho, using transparency to make it look like American football armor. That's cool. That's awesome. So, yeah, no, that looks really awesome. That's a very creative design. Who made this? Odyssey? I think you knocked it out of the park in terms of a very cool creative design. For a right helmet and a poncho, I can't say no to that. That looks fun. So, yeah, we'll see what potentially works out in regards to that. If you like what you see, if you'd like to see these being accepted, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. And Odyssey, well, best of luck to you, sir. Let's see how that potentially turns out. Next up, we got cheese. Yes, everybody loves a little bit of cheddar. We got the cheddar gloves and the boots. So, we got a bit of a collection building up here. Don't know if Face Puncher's a fan of the cheddar, because we haven't had any acceptances yet. If we haven't had the hoodie and the pants and the tier 3 armour being accepted yet, I don't think the boots and the gloves are going to stand a chance. Just being a bit realistic. But hey, maybe you still appreciate these. Maybe you still love cheese. Well, you could go ahead and vote yes or no if you want to. But it certainly is a bit awkward because none of the other pieces have been accepted. But hey, you know what? Maybe we'll see a version 2 at some point in the future. We shall see. In regards to that, best of luck to you, Mr. Kavahu. And guys, once again, if you like what you see, if you love cheese, please consider voting yes or no. Right, we've got a collection continuation to talk about right here. Here we have the Desert Beast jacket, and as you can see, it actually matches up very nicely with the likes of the face mask there, the teeth. That looks cool. So you've got your claws and you've got your teeth. So let's go ahead and remind ourselves of Desert Beast. Desert Beast was, we had the hoodie and pants accepted not too long ago. That was at the end of January. But unfortunately, doesn't seem to be holding up super great. Now, these, of course, are also suffering with the likes of the Easter dip not too long ago. The burlap shirt and pants are actually still doing quite all right. These were doing okay, but now, unfortunately, it's all starting to go down. It's awkward. Maybe things will improve with the likes of the summertime. Personally, 109J, I'd like to see more primitive skins again. Where's the hide clothing? Where's, what else could you... A disco mask, yeah, something like that. Just I think you're probably better off maybe leaning into the primitive a bit more, or at the very least, just go make tier 2 armor, because of course you've got your core pieces here as well. Maybe he's saving it for a specific time, because of course, if you are aware in regards to what potential skins we could see being accepted with the next Rust store, maybe he realised maybe I should just kind of take a step away for a bit. Let the other people their collections finish up, and then when it's all nice and quiet, then I'll do my tier 2. Maybe he's just being strategic. Fair enough. I don't blame him. And you know what? A jacket skin can't really go wrong with that. I think that very likely could have a nice positive effect on the likes of the hoodie and pants, for example. Yeah, for sure. So overall, I can see that working out very nicely. Now, I will sit here and say, for a reasonable answer, when we saw the black gold jacket appear, we did see a bit of a spike in demand, spike in price for the black gold hoodie and pants. It wasn't huge, but it was noticeable. So I can see the likes of Desert Beast hoodie and pants potentially getting a bit of a boost. I don't know so much regards to the armour. Tier 3 might be questionable, but keep an eye out, we shall see. And on the horizon, I'm pretty sure we will see Tier 2 at some point. So in regards to what we have here, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. 109J and 34633. Let's see how that all turns out. But personally, I already have a ton of all that Desert Beast anyway. I bought it for cheap. So it's not like I bought it straight from the Rust store. Typically, I normally do boulders anyway. Right, let's move on. What do we have here? A race hoodie and pants, and then we have an interesting pair of hoodie and pants right there. A continuation. But first of all, race hoodie and pants produced by Mr. Mishka. Get a good look at that. Nothing wrong with that from what I see. It's looking like Formula 1 clothing. Yes, it is. It's exactly like that. So nothing too heavy. Very useful, of course, when you're driving a very, very light car. So if you like what you see here, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Mishka. Right. Apocalypse Nomad is continuing with a hoodie and pants. Okay, so the design approach with what they're going is more wasteland bandit style. It's not super colourful. It's not super ridiculous. It's grounded. It's more in theme with what Rust wants to be. And I'm sure many of you can appreciate that, but I will sit here and say, we've seen things like that before, and they haven't really held up very nicely. Again, let me just quickly remind you of the likes of the Renegade set. Renegade. Ah, damn it. Do you remember the Renegade set? It's mostly red. Yep, here we go. So this is also exactly with what I'm describing, and it didn't really hold up very well. But back over to here. This is more, it's supposed to be very similar in style to I've completely forgot the name of it. Nomad hazmat suit. That's it. Because if you can recall, here we have the first skin to be accepted. It's the MP5, and if you go see how they've paired this up, they quite clearly made a skin that they wanted to refer to and reference the likes of the Nomad hazmat, and as you can see here with it being worn and used there, cool. And the skin, it's not exactly super appealing to the eyes, is it? But if you can understand, it's trying to be more realistic, DIY style, used by bandits and wastelanders. You understand that. You get that. And, well, with what we have here, that's exactly the type of clothing I would envision. Yeah, I could see that. I feel like that's perfectly in theme. I think they've done a good job with that. So, cool face mask. So, yeah, if you can respect the theme that they're going for and whatnot, I feel like you could probably see that, probably working out quite all right. Again, it's not like it's trying to have, like, ponies or what else have we had quite recently. It's not trying to be a cow. Yeah, you get the idea. So anyway, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. And in regards to the MP5, I don't know if that's going to really impact the MP5. I don't think the MP5 is selling that much, even though it has an aim sight like that. Still puzzles me, but it was from the last roster of the month, but it's only just about done 9,000 sales so far. We'll talk more about that tomorrow when we do our abnormal boulders, because that skin right there is abnormal. As of now, I'm a bit 50-50 whether the hoodie and pants will have that much of an impact. But, if we get a full set, I think the MP5 would be going somewhere up. So we'll see, we'll see. So best of luck to you, Dark Schneider and Zed Skipper. Let's see how that turns out. Scrolling down a little bit more, what do we see? Immediately, it's more Cyber Collection skins. Yes, Cyber, gloves, and boots. Right, so if we magically see these being accepted instantly, exactly like the Damascus boots and gloves, I can't help but assume we'll probably see, well, fairly similar results, which would be nothing really changed. So Damascus boots and gloves appearing. What I feel like the better answer to say is, these are still slightly gone down in price. Tier 2, for example. These have stayed the same. So basically, the point I'm trying to stick with is things just kind of stayed the same. Didn't really have a massive, insane impact. But this was already on the up. Like, this was already in a very good spot. So, bit awkward. And, well, you know, we did see the likes of Cyber Tier 2 being accepted this week. Did we see a nice spike in demand, spike in... No. Didn't happen. Damascus is a special case. This, unfortunately, did not have a spike in demand, spike in price. It did for like the first 2 hours, and then it went back down again. The Tier 3 armor went back down. Very unfortunate. Not surprising at all. It's metallic sets. It's very unfortunate. Like, I honestly am surprised to see how well Damascus did, but in all fairness, it does look very cool and stands out very nicely. But unfortunately, in regards to Cyber Collection, that Tier 3 armor at one point was selling for about 50 cents each, and it very likely might end up going back down there. This does not seem to be in demand. So for you to sit there and say, but Hedge, what about when the gloves and the boots appear? I don't think it's going to really do that much difference. Yeah. If people want a nice, shiny, cool-looking metallic set, they got a full collection right here. It's called Damascus, so it's quite affordable-ish at the moment. But that right there, it's not getting as much attention. It's not getting that much praise, it seems. So it's unfortunate for what it is, but personally, I'm not going to be jumping in and buying any more. So that's my answer. So regardless, if you'd like to see the boots and gloves being accepted, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, LeCramp. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it's doing super great. I don't think I want to jump in and invest, so we'll leave it at that. We have quite a lot of Tier 3 armor to go through, and I mean a lot, but we do have one collection continuation at the very end, but brace yourselves, we've got a variety of some very strange looking designs. I'm not joking, we've got a lot, so brace yourselves, here we go. First of all, what do we have right here? It's the Wastelander, face mask, and chest plate. Get a good look at this. I almost clicked the wrong picture there. There you go. Perfect. Right, so, looking pretty cool. Nice bit of transparency. The design is perfectly fine for what it is. Get a good look at that. Look at that smile. Ah. So, it kind of reminds me of the Punisher mask, which, you know, is, selling for about $2,000+ at the moment? Yeah, not everybody can afford that, but maybe they can afford this. So if you like what you see right here, please consider voting yes or no for the Wastelander Tier 3 armor. Best of luck to you, Wildcat and Kusel. Let's see what people think. Next up, we have the Anorak Tier 3. This is produced by Slivkey. Not too much to showcase with this. You get a cool-looking skull-style face mask. You got a very dark black chest plate right there. Yep. That's the in-game images. So, if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Is there any different image? No, it's the same thing. So, yeah. Best of luck to you then, Slivkey. Guys, it's up to you. Feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. Next up, we have the Cyberpunk. What? Xenia Paris, what is Cyberpunk? I have never heard that term before. Could you please explain? And remember, you can have the Tier 3 armor together in all your images. It's totally fine. You don't have to separate them. You're giving yourself more work. It's so much more convenient if you just keep both of them together, because people are expected to use both with each other. That's a skin creator bit of help there. Like, no one's complaining if you have the images being the same on both things. No one's ever complaining. I don't complain. But yeah. I don't know what Cyberpunk is. It's a bit red. That's what I can sit there and say. Kind of looks like a bit like a Power Ranger, I guess. Bit of a stretch. But regardless, if you like what you see here, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Xenia Paris. What do we have right here? This is actually really cool. So let me just show you the in-game image right up close here. It is a very cool looking dragon theme set. It's got some very sharp teeth. His eyes are staring right at you. And eyes there. So yeah, Dragonborn, face mask and chest plate. Looking pretty sweet. Fairly golden. Not too shiny, but just about shiny enough. All nice and scaly, I guess you could say. So if you're a fan of this, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Cubist and Amateur Demo. Let's see where this potentially ends up at. And what do we have over here? It's painted plaster. So this has a different alternative option. We'll take a look at that in a second. But yeah, it's supposed to look like a child's drawing. So yes, shooting all the rockets that's going to land on him and his little base. And we got some very strange looking mushrooms to the side. So yeah, cool looking set right here, I guess you could say. Go look at that. We have, of course, the transparent face mask. Personally, I think he should have done a version without the transparency. But, yeah, he didn't do that. I don't know why. And for some strange reason, he didn't do a version where it was like mummy wraps for a face mask. Hang on a minute. Did you? Oh, you did. I missed that. I'm going to have to add it to my collection then, because I am missing that, but at the very least we can show you this. So this is the same thing, but without any, like, drawing on it. So, all right, fair enough. Okay. You look like you're bandaged up, sort of. You could probably do that for a Halloween thing. You could just say it's a mummy set. Regardless, if you like what you see here, for whichever version you saw for the face mask and the chest plate, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Sepesh. And yeah, best of luck. Okay, next up, it's Diaz's Enforcer Tier 3. Get a good look at that. So, if you want to be a very scary-looking security guy, well, you know, you probably want to wear that. So, it's a darker tone sort of set. Awkward thing is that we literally just had Legacy Kevlar. I don't know if that's going to be affecting the chances for this, but I would say timing isn't exactly, you know, in your favour. Regardless, if you like what you see here, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. Best of luck to you, Diaz, and yeah, let's see what potentially turns out with the likes of that set. Now we are dressing up like a spaceman. This is produced by Kaiden. Yes, get a good look at this. Spaceman, I wanna go to Spaceland. Yeah, cool. Cobalt style set. Very nice, very cool. And yeah, are you a fan? Do you like what you see? You could probably sit there and say it's a budget whiteout option. You could. Well, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Kaiden. Surely that's the most ridiculous thing that we're going to see out of all the Tier 3 armour. Nope. We have a Leprechaun Tier 3 set made by Raph. So, yeah, people are putting out some St. Patrick's themed skins out nice and readily available for St. Patrick's Day. When is St. Patrick's Day? It's the 17th, so that means with the rest of the 14th, it would have to be next week. Yeah. So, do you want to give him a kiss? It's all nice and beardy. So, yeah, we did have another St. Patrick's Day theme skin just a little bit earlier. Maybe both of these would be accepted. We shall see. But maybe you just want to run around being a ginger person. Also just as funny, I guess you could say. Regardless, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Raph. And we'll see. Do you want to be a leprechaun? The option's there. And what do we have here? This is, in fact, a continuation. We haven't seen Rebar in a very long time, but we can point out that it is a set. We've had a few tools and weapons, if I recall. And, yeah, we had the last bone knife marketable skin to be accepted. We had a rock skin, and with these tools. And, well, unfortunately, it's not doing super great, because it only consists of weapons and tools. We've mentioned that many times already. But what do we have right here? Why, it's clothing and armour. Ooh, well, armour. It's Tier 3's always armour. Hoodie and pants are clothing, but you get it. Anyway, so yeah, it's all rigid, sharp, but quite shiny. Do you like what you see here? Oh, he don't look very happy there, does he? Well, he's got scars, you see. Yeah, all right, cool. I can respect it for what it is. Now, talking about this, if we were to see actual armour being accepted, would that like magically rise up in price? I'm going to be brutally honest with you. We haven't had an acceptance for about 2 years. In fact, I can actually confirm it's been 2 years. That came out 2 years ago. Whoa, time flies. Anyway, that right there, the Tier 3 armour, I don't think it's going to really make that much of a difference for this. The set, it's had a very big fat gap since the last time we saw some skins from this. I'm just sitting here assuming that I don't think it's going to really make that much of a difference. So I wouldn't go crazy buying out a ton of that. Yes, I know, I've mentioned it many times, when a collection usually only consists of weapons and tools, it's not going to do very well. And you might sit there and say, but Hedge, quite literally right there's Tier 3 armour. Surely that would actually have a nice impact. Well, in this case, timing hasn't done it any favours. I don't think we're going to be seeing that much attention with this, because I get the feeling if this were to be accepted, I doubt people would even realise that this is connected to it. That's the main thing, because it's been so long. So, regardless, if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Look, he's got a little bear friend right there. Best of luck to you, Scropen. Let's see how that potentially turns out. It's a cool looking design. I do respect that. It's just, personally, I just don't think people would notice the connection. But hey, you never know. If we get likes of Hoodie and Pants and Tier 2 afterwards as well, you know, that could still work out very nicely with that. It would be another metallic set, though. Awkward. And we just had Damascus and, of course, Cyber, so we'll see how things turn out. But that was in fact the last clothing and armor piece to be seen with the past weekend and as of Monday. So out of all those skins, which one was your favourite? Which one do you reckon has a genuinely good chance of potentially being accepted in a future restore? Feel free to go ahead and say. And guys, you can also do it for all the other skins, because that was literally the last pair of skins that we need to discuss and showcase to you today. So yeah, cool, that was a bit of a talk. I did have to stop in between because there was maintenance that was happening. So if you saw the hard cut just after I did the deployables, shouldn't be too surprised. And I'm very sorry about the length of the video, but there was 112 skins, so cut me some slack. Shut up. I did say at the very beginning we have chapters that you can skip ahead to. So don't you start at me. Don't start at me. Anyway, so that isn't the only thing that I want to show off to you, because there's one final thing that's just been showcased. Now it's not definitive. It is subject to change. I'm going to quickly show you my Twitter. Now, this is with great thanks to Protox. He's the one who's actually provided all the images so far. So he noticed this, and many other people did, but we didn't think of anything about it. But 6 hours later, what appeared? Well, yeah, we've got a chicken suit. Now, I've actually got a screenshot. I've posted it on my own thing over to here. So if I just quickly go over to here, and what do we see? Yes, it's a giant chicken suit for Easter. Don't you just want to run around on a great big cock? Yes, it's a cockerel. It's a chicken. Yeah. It's right there. Yeah, look at it. And you get to ride on it. Yep. What a splendid time it is. Yeah. So that looks to be the extra special goofy item that's going to get introduced for the Easter time, which will be at the end of this month. It might start on the 21st, or it's going to probably be the 28th. We shall see. But Easter is expected to be 2 weeks, so we'll see how that all turns out. And you got a brand new item on the horizon, the chicken suit. And how much will that cost? Well, I mean, I don't know, but we'll find out. I'm pretty sure a lot more talk will be brought up in regards to that as we get closer to Easter time. But yeah, so once again, thank you to Protox for revealing all of that. And yeah, there it is. Probably the most stupidest thing that you've seen all day. But it's going to be available to you, and you know you're going to buy it. You know you're going to buy it. So that's it then. Thank you very much for watching me today. I greatly appreciate it. Consider looking at my Twitter more often. If we do see something very silly or very interesting, we'll point it out. And yeah, that's it. That's all done. So thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely week, and let's see what gets accepted for the upcoming Rust store. Catch you later. See you and goodbye.